organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
In this edition of Daily Iowan TV,
near or far, find out how special deliveries may become even easier.
And find out what student organizations on campus are doing in order to bring awareness to AIDS.
And in sports, we're counting down the top 10 football plays of the year.
All that and more next.
Daily Iowan TV is ready to go.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for being with us this Monday evening for Daily Iowan TV. I'm Christina Targos.
And I'm Stefan Duran. A crash on Highway 1 killed 15-year-old Brittany Hochstetler yesterday. The car she was in collided with a truck at the intersection of Highway 1 and 520th Street. The teen was transported by the Air Care to the UI hospitals and clinics where she was later pronounced dead. Driver Teresa Miller and Brooke Miller and the truck driver were also injured and transported to the UIHC.
Iowa City is seeing red this week in order to raise awareness for HIV and AIDS. Daily Iowan TV reporter Melissa Dawkins has more.
Those red flags on the Pentacrest, the red ribbon profile pics on your newsfeed, it's all to address the global issue of HIV/AIDS in a very local way.
By making them aware of it, we can also recognize that, just because you don't have it doesn't mean that you shouldn't care about it.
For the first time this year, the University of Iowa is hosting 2 quilts remembering those who have died from the autoimmune disease.
And so what it is different people have made these quilts, they submit them, and then they make these giant panels.
A collaboration of UI humanitarian organizations are hosting events all this week as part of the 2nd annual IC Red Week in order to raise awareness.
Despite the steady economic recovery, Iowa City home buyers are seeing an increase in home prices. Daily Iowan reporter Mary O'Connor takes a look at the factors influencing this recent shift.
Over 11,000 Iowans lost their home to foreclosures during the 2008 mortgage crash, causing prices to plummet to the ground nationwide.
What we saw was more difficulty to get mortgages. Mortgage underwriting standards had stiffened quite a bit, and that kind of caused a decrease in the number of buyers. The other thing that it did is in the higher priced homes, where people were selling, there weren't the buyers that were moving up into those price ranges at that time, just because of the status of the national economy, retirement accounts, things like that.
5 years later, Iowa City is experiencing a positive turn.
There are increases in home prices this year, and that's really the normal condition for Iowa City and Iowa in general.
The reason?
We're seeing economic recovery. We still have a very strong economy here in Iowa City. We haven't taken the bumps in the road the same way that the national areas have.
But what they have seen is competition.
A little bit of a shortage of inventory right now, so it's a good time to be a seller right now. Prices are rising. It's also a good time to be a buyer right now because you can get on the ground floor of what we think is going to be a sustained increase.
Some good news for future home buyers. Muriel Kone, Daily Iowan TV.
If you're a recent grad or just looking to buy that first home, this is a great time to buy due to the economy.
With Black Friday officially over, it is now time for Cyber Monday, the day for online deals. In the past, online shoppers would anticipate snagging an online deal the Monday after the Thanksgiving holiday. This year, many retail stores offered online deals starting in the beginning of November. Although deals have been going on for some time now, the Associated Press projects today to be the busiest day of the year for online shopping, with over 131 million people shopping on the internet. Cyber Monday has been around almost 10 years and helps shoppers stay away from the hustle and bustle on Black Friday. Cyber Monday accounts for 10% of the total holiday spending.
With the popularity of online shopping today, we may see deliveries arriving quicker than ever. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos announced yesterday the planning for a new delivery service using unmanned drones. Bezos unveiled Amazon Prime Air, a service that would deliver packages via autonomous drones. These packages could potentially reach the customer's door upon 30 minutes from the time the order is placed. The drones won't be ready for takeoff for another 4 or 5 years, but Amazon released a statement saying, quote, Prime Air vehicles will be as normal as seeing mail trucks on the road today, end quote. Much more is still coming your way on Daily Iowan TV.
Find out why more students opt to walk or take the bus instead of driving around campus.
And new shakeups in the Iowa governor's race, details coming up in Political Alert.
And in sports, Tom Brands, Lisa Bluter, and more in our Monday evening whip around.
But first, we'll hand it off to Daily Iowan TV's Marissa Mahalik for your weather forecast. Marissa, what can we expect to see this first week of December?
Thanks, Stefan. Although this is the first week of December, it won't necessarily feel like it at the beginning of this week. Tomorrow morning, we will start off at 40 degrees. By the time afternoon rolls around, it will be 47 degrees and cloudy. And tomorrow evening will remain at 47 degrees. Now looking ahead to the rest of the week, Wednesday we can expect to see partly cloudy skies with temps in the 30s. Towards the end of the week, temperatures will begin to drop. Thursday will be 25 degrees with cloudy skies. Friday should be in the teens with partly cloudy skies again. And this weekend we should see temperatures in the 20s with a chance of showers Sunday. Stefan and Christina, that's all I have tonight for weather. I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I make videos for the university. I joined and now I work for the most trusted news source in America. SJMC.
Even during the winter months, more UI students, faculty, and staff are starting to drive less on campus. Since 2001, the amount of UI parking tickets issued has gone down. In 2013, the number of tickets was just over 46,000 tickets, which was a big decrease compared to previous years. The warning tickets have also gone down by about 47% since 2001. Expired parking meters have gotten lots of people tickets, and some UI students don't think the parking seems to be cutting any slack.
I don't think that the tickets have gone down 47% since 2001 because I've gotten about 6 this year already, 3 of which I've paid and 3 of which I've fought, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I know that anyone who has a car here at Iowa has definitely gotten a ticket, especially for expired meters.
To prevent getting a parking ticket, many people at the university are choosing to walk, bike, or use the bus.
We're now going to send it over to Reed Chandler in the studio for tonight's edition of Political Alert. Reed?
Thanks, Stefan and Christina, and welcome back to Political Alert. This week we're talking state politics involving the Iowa governor's seat in 2014. Today, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Tyler Olson announced he would be scaling back his campaign for the rest of the year to focus on family matters as he and his wife file for divorce. The news came unexpected, and Olson added that the situation is a family matter, but he felt it important to make a public acknowledgement since he is a candidate for the Democratic Party's 2014 gubernatorial nomination. In his statement, he said, quote, I am deeply committed to this race for governor as I believe Iowans will have greater opportunity with a governor with a strong, positive vision for the future, adding he plans to continue his campaign after the holidays. Olson is currently a state representative from Cedar Rapids. He and his wife have a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. That's the headline for this week's Alert. Back to you.
A lot of sports went on over Thanksgiving break, so let's throw it over to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio.
Hey guys, hope you all had a great break, and we welcome you back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. We have a fully stacked show, so let's jump right in. We'll get to those top plays in a minute, but before that, let's catch you up on everything off the gridiron in this week's Whip Round. Guys, what's going on over there?
Thanks, guys, and welcome to Monday evening's edition of the Whip Round. I'm Danny Payne here outside the Dan Gable Wrestling Complex. Yesterday, the number 2 ranked Iowa wrestling squad headed to Ames for a matchup with Iowa State to gain possession of the trophy named after this man right here behind me. Now, Iowa didn't put on the dominating performance that they did last year against the Cyclones, which head coach Tom Brands was not expecting going into the match.
When we come to town, we know we're getting a battle. I had an interview earlier this week, and it was a major difference. We were the way ahead favorites. There's no such thing as that. What we got to do when we come in here is know that they're going to be coached to strategize. They have a good coaching staff that's knowledgeable. They work with their guys, and we got to beat that.
Now, without the domination, Iowa still did manage to pick up a 23-9 victory over the Cyclones. There are only two major decisions coming from Mike Evans at 174 and Tony Ramos at 133. Now from Iowa women's basketball, let's send it over to Jalen Sochak, who's standing by. Jalen?
Thanks, Danny. The Iowa women's basketball team is off to a great start this season after winning out the Triple Sports Cancun Challenge Mayan Tournament over UNC Wilmington. Melissa Dixon tied a school record with 7 shots from the arc, but wasn't the only Hawkeye earning praise from her head coach. Here's what Bluter had to say about Sam Logic post-game.
This is so Sam, has 1 basket tonight and has 11 assists and only 1 turnover and 2 or 3 steals as well. So Sam just has this knack of being able to do exactly what this team needs when they need it.
Bluter squad is now 8-1, and you'll be able to catch them back on the court Thursday night, where they host Syracuse in the Big Ten ACC tournament. Now I'll toss it to Taylor Axelson with an update about the Iowa women's volleyball team. Taylor?
Thanks, Jalen. The Iowa volleyball season continued its disappointing tone as they ended the season with 2 losses against Nebraska and Ohio State. Rachel Bedell, Nikki Daly, and Bethany Yeager were all recognized on senior night for the work that they put in with the team. Their ending record is 2-18 in Big Ten play. This is Taylor Axelson signing off for the 2013 volleyball season. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, crew. Great job as always. Well, now that Ferentz's squad's regular season is through, why not look at some of the top plays of the year? Kevin Glick has a countdown.
Let's kick things off at number 10 with Damon Bullock. Turns a quick little dump-off pass, jukes the defender, and takes it 47 yards to the end zone. That would make it 10-7 Iowa, but they would go on to lose against Michigan State. Let's move on to number 9. Jake Rudock finds C.J. Fedorowicz in the end zone in overtime to put the Iowa up 17-10. They would win by that score against Northwestern. Now number 8, after an Ohio State touchdown, Jake Doozy has a doozy of his own, takes the ball all the way to the end zone, 85 yards. No one's going to catch him. However, Iowa would lose to Ohio State. Now let's move on to number 7. If Jake Doozy wasn't caught by Ohio State's defense, Minnesota has no chance against Damon Powell. The speed burner takes it 74 yards to the house. Iowa would win 23-7 to start off Big Ten play. Now, number 6. If you're starting to see a theme, you're correct. Another long touchdown pass. Tavon Smith had 97 yards on the day, but 55 of them come on this play. After the one-handed catch, he scampers into the end zone. Iowa won 24-21 over Michigan. Moving on to number 5 now. A rarity in Iowa football, stopping a fake punt. And on the next play, Jake Rudock would find Cavante Martin-Manley. Hawks didn't look back after that, and they would beat Nebraska. How about some defense for number 4? Jordan Lynch throws. It's caught but stripped after the big hit by Christian Kirksey. He'd scoop and score all the way to the end zone. Iowa would go on to lose, though. Now, number 3, some more defense. This time, an incredible interception by B.J. Lowry helped ice the game against ISU. Number 2, we stick with B.J. Lowry, who has not 1 but 2 interception returns for a touchdown, and he wasn't the only player on the team that recorded 2 touchdowns that game, and that leads us to number 1. Cavante Martin-Manley had 2 returns of his own, these ones on punts, compiled 184 total yards doing it, en route to a 59-3 win over Western Michigan. This is Kevin Glick for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Well, that's all for now. Tune in tomorrow for more Hawkeye Sport action. Guys, back to you at the desk.
Only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek in tomorrow's pages of the Daily Iowan.
See how local Christmas tree farmers are doing this holiday season.
And read about the community's reaction to the Iowa City School District's proposal on the relocation of the Transition Services Center.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.